Let's talk about Chelsea now, shall we? Of course, through to the semi-finals of the FA Cup after that victory against Leicester. But to find them in the Premier League table, you have to go all the way down to 11th. Even when they win, they somehow muck things up, as obviously they did at the weekend against Leicester. This is what a fan group has said about the frustrations within the supporters groups at the moment. The feeling that the club has become a laughingstock both on and off the pitch is growing. Unless the situation improves, this seems likely to manifest itself in more targeted chanting, especially at televised games. Let's welcome in James Olley. James, you were at Stamford Bridge for that game against Leicester. Can you just talk us through the atmosphere and what led to it?
Yeah, well, look, I mean, I wrote in the piece I did from the game that the atmosphere was almost like a referendum on Pochettino's future. There was conversation going on in the stands, and reminiscent of other clubs, I'm thinking it goes on a lot at West Ham games around David Moyes. You can sort of hear when the team's not playing with any real conviction or any kind of quality, they just start talking amongst themselves, and they're sort of clearly thinking, are we on board with this? Are we not? And Chelsea play in such snatches. They play in moments. They play in periods of the game where they make you believers for 10 minutes, and then they suddenly regress, and then there's a problem in the game, and they concede a cheap goal, and obviously it was a comical own goal. Or they'll put a piece of good play together and they'll score, and then they'll win a penalty, and then Sterling will miss it, and you kind of don't really know what you're going to get next. And I think the Chelsea fans have had enough of the uncertainty, really. And what I think we're seeing, particularly with that statement as well, is there's such a vacuum at the top of the club now in terms of what is the direction. We don't hear from Todd Boehly, we don't hear from Benedict Barley and Clearlake Capital. It's only Pochettino who's really out there trying to make sense of a lot of decisions that, let's be honest, have been taken either before he came in or they're still made above him now. And I think that lack of clarity and that lack of understanding of what is the bigger picture, yes, we've spent this money, but where are we going, is leading to this space that's being filled with a lot of this negativity. And because the team are not playing with that clarity either, I think this is a fan base that is looking at a team and supported a club for 20-odd years that knew if things were not going well, the manager would be changed, ruthless decisions would be made, and that team, if it wasn't at the top, wouldn't be far away with those changes. Unfortunately, now they have no sort of certainty about what is coming next, what is, from minute to minute, even within the games, let alone the bigger picture about where they're going as a club going forward.